What's going on, guys? It's Rice. Welcome back to the third episode of Phantom Forces How to Use. Today's episode, we are going to be covering the K2. The K2 has become one of my favorite weapons in public lobbies, and it's one of my picks for competitive. So let's get right in on how to use the K2, but before that, this video is sponsored by absolutely nobody, so if you can do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, maybe turn on post notifications, it's going to help my channel out a lot, and I'll greatly appreciate it. Anyway, after the shameless self-plug, we're going to talk about the statistics of the gun, how to effectively use it, and some attachment recommendations. First and foremost, the most standout thing about the K2 is its damage and its accuracy. The K2 has a 3-shot range up to about 55 studs, maybe a little bit further. Eventually towards 150 studs, it slowly drops to a 5-shot, but overall, most of the time when you're getting in fights, if you're in the right range, the range that you're supposed to be utilizing the K2 in, you're going to be 3-4-shotting enemies most of the time. That being said, even when you're past 150 studs, nearing 200, you can still spray people down quite accurately. The K2 has a slower fire rate than some of the other 5.56 assault rifles, so the recoil is a lot more manageable as well. On top of that, the recoil is very stable, being mostly horizontal, so the gun's going to shake side to side a little bit. You're not going to have to pull down too much. Everything else is pretty average suppression, average penetration, average handling and movement speed. Obviously, the K2 is meant for that close to medium range, considering the 3-shot and the 4-shot ranges are actually pretty forgiving. Instead of just rushing straight in and trying to take fights directly head on with the K2, I do recommend running flanks. Sometimes getting close to enemies to be able to be within the 3-shot range of 55 studs can be a little hard if you're running towards them straight on, but if you're coming from the side of them or behind them, you'll be able to get closer and get that 3-shot more often. Now, even when you're not in the 3 or even the 4-shot range, the K2 still has really good accuracy. I do it a few times in this gameplay where I hunker down and I just control an area behind cover. At first, the K2 really doesn't seem like it's suited for this, but after doing it, you can still beam people at long range. So even though I would recommend always trying to get in the 3-shot range, it is one of the most versatile assault rifles right now, and it is definitely worth using. Now that we've talked about how to use the weapon, I'm going to go over some of my attachment recommendations. Of course, starting out with optics, use whatever you like, although I do recommend a low magnification optic like the Delta or the Reflex Sight. Next up, talking about barrel attachments, I would only recommend the compensator. A couple weeks or a couple months ago, the K2 did receive a nerf where it was given more horizontal recoil, that's the side to side. So if you put a muzzle brake on, the side to side is just going to become even worse. So you're definitely going to want to go with the compensator to reduce the side to side. Now for the underbarrel, I am kind of torn between the folding and the stubby grip. Both are good. Personally, I recommend the stubby grip, but just go with what you like. Play with both, see what feels more comfortable. The other grips like angled and potato grip, pistol grip, those ones really aren't that good. And moving on to the other, I would only recommend one of the lasers, probably the green laser. I think that's the best for automatic guns. And now talking about ammo types, there is 223 Remington available for the K2. Personally, I don't recommend it because it gets rid of the 3-shot. It's going to drop your damage from a 34 all the way down to a 32. So instead of having a 3-shot close range, it's always going to be a 4 to 5 shot. Now, although the 223 does offer lower recoil and more ammo, I think just losing that 3-shot is just such a big disadvantage that it is no longer worth it. So in total, setup recommendations: preferred sight, compensator, folding or stubby grip, green laser, and default ammo. So that's going to wrap things up for the third episode of Phantom Forces How to Use. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure you do subscribe, hit the like button, let me know what guns you guys want to see next, and until then, peace out.